What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Uncle Jim. Thank you so much once again for joining me for another fantastic video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually doing a little bit of a reaction video. We're going to be taking some clips from Faze JeV's stream talking about the state of Call of Duty Modern Warfare's multiplayer. He's kind of got some things to say after the release of the Obsidian camo, and I wanted to just talk about it in a kind of a free-form way, address his points, and offer some of my own. So if that's your thing, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
You need to fix the radar, okay? You also need to nerf Ghost, or make it so whenever you're sitting still with Ghost, you will show up on the radar after a period of time. It needs to be that way.
Alright, so his first point here, I don't really have any complaints. Totally agree on this. Ghost was nerfed way back in the day. I think like Black Ops 2 was the first game it was nerfed, so that you had to actually be moving in order for Ghost to take effect. That doesn't happen in this game, so it gets really frustrating. A lot of times people will camp in buildings, or they'll just be running in general, and you won't really have an idea of where they're at if they're stopping and going, kind of like in an objective game type. So that needs to be fixed, totally. I totally agree with that. It's kind of a weird system they got going on right now. I don't know why they would go back to the old way that Ghost worked, just because it's obvious that's like the only perk people run, other than Overkill, but that's really the only two that people run in that second perk slot. So totally agree with his first point.
Everybody is running around with the Akimbo snake shots, which are obviously, those are going to get nerfed. Those don't have anything to do with those perks or whatever, but those are things just to show how everything is influencing the community. Every single time and every single lobby you join, there will be somebody using this thing. Okay, there is a full-blown meta on this game right now where everyone's using MP5s, M4s, and all of their secondaries are Akimbo snake shots, okay? That is the meta right now. There will always be the best SMG and there will always be the best AR.
So the second point, I kind of have a weird thought process on. Number one, I objectively agree that there's a full-blown meta in COD, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Now, Faze JeV, he's a guy that I really respect. His content's great. He's like a COD OG. But in my opinion, I think a meta is a way that you know that a game is well established and is working. If you look at Overwatch, if you look at other, role-playing games, not necessarily role-playing games, but like games where you're playing strategically on a team, whether it's Rainbow or Overwatch or whatever, Fortnite, there's an established meta that gets created, and that just lets you know that the game is working within the confines of its universe. The game will adjust, people will adjust as new things are added and removed, just like the Growl became part of the meta, but I don't think you should nerf anything or remove anything because that kind of bastardizes the way the game works. You can adjust other fundamental aspects of the game, you can change the perks, you can change the maps, you can change the time to kill, but if you start just nerfing guns, you're kind of artificially altering the meta. The meta will just become something else. If you nerf the M4, the Growl will be the best gun. If you nerf the snake shots, people will run the 7.25 secondary again. You know what I mean? People will complain about anything all the time. So I don't think that nerfing guns is the exact answer, but what do I know? I'm a huge snake shot fan. I might be biased. That's just my take, though.
When people are sitting in these rooms hiding and stuff, if you do buff EOD/Battle Hardened and they are using those, it'll be even harder to get them out of there. But if you do just overall buff the EOD, buff Battle Hardened, those are perks that reward you for playing the objective, that reward you to play in positions, I'll be fine. I'm not asking to be a tank. I'm not asking to be, stuck directly and be able to survive it. But if something blows up near my feet, I shouldn't die. I just shouldn't. No one should be able to shoot me with an RPG at my feet or toss C4 right above my head and blow it up, and it just shouldn't kill me. You need to make it so these things cannot just straight up one-shot anybody, because people literally spawn in with multiple rockets, multiple C4, and they just toss them out for free kill.
So I really agree with this point, and I know that might be contrary to my second take, but give me a second to explain. In my game mode of choice, Warzone, there's kind of this weird explosives meta going on right now. Everyone's running RPGs, everyone's running C4, and it can kind of be not fun to play against because you can't take vehicles, you can't be in buildings, you can't run across open field. You kind of have to be in a place where explosives can't get you, and they can get you everywhere. Trophy systems are few and far between, so there's no hard counter to it right now. And I believe that in games, similar to Overwatch, which is one of my favorite games, there needs to be a counter to everything. If there's not, you get what you have now, which is this weird meta that everyone has to use it in order to beat the people that also have it, right? So what I think they should do, I totally agree here, is buff Battle Hardened and buff EOD, so there's a hard counter. And I don't have to run explosives to not get killed by explosives. You know what I mean? If they buff EOD and buff Battle Hardened, yes, that might become the more dominant perk, but it allows people to still run their, rocket launchers and C4 and they're still allowed to play the way they want without infringing too much on the way that I want to play. They'll still get kills on people that aren't running those perks, and they might get me every once in a while, but it won't totally dominate the game, which is what's kind of happening right now. So just a couple other things to kind of pile on JeV's thesis here about the current state of the Call of Duty multiplayer. I just have two things. Number one, skill-based matchmaking has to go. And it's not because I, want to stomp noobs all the time. It's because I think it genuinely fundamentally ruins what makes COD fun. And what makes COD fun is this gambling effect. What happens is you get into a game and you don't know what you're going to get. Are you going to get a sweaty lobby where it's a tug of war? Are you going to get absolutely stomped and steamrolled and have to back out and rage quit? Are you going to go 60-3 and drop all your kill streaks in a nuke? You don't know. And that's what every lobby is. It's a new blank slate. The way the game is right now, it's like a guaranteed tug of war all the way to the end. You might go 30-25. You might go 28-15. You might have a couple good games here and there, but for the most part, everyone's KDs are being pushed together into the middle. And that's no fun. That's no fun to play. I think if they kind of just let everybody into all the play pools, people would have great games, people would have bad games, and everybody would kind of be happier. The other thing is the maps are super bland. All these maps suck. There's no fun maps. They only dropped 6. They should just swallow their pride and drop the whole catalog again, in my opinion. But that's really all I've got, guys. This was a great gameplay. I totally carried, got a ton of tags captured. If you guys enjoyed the video, please, as always, click like down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my TikTok. That's blowing up. Check out my Twitch. Couple links in the description below. As always, I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.